Alright, so this is the Necro Affliction Lock dot damage, no pets, and no corpse explosion build. It's just you, your CC, and your dots. The whole point of this is not be one of those cringy Necro builds that just go to corpse explosion, everything with immunity. You're having your pets just kill everything. So let's just get through this real quick. Like I said, Necro Affliction Lock. It's so fun, so strong, but it takes a little bit of a building around. I guess we'll full screen this. The talents we're first starting off with. You're just going your normal suck. One of this, you'll probably end up maxing all of these out. Blight, your main damage, corruption is just gonna sit on the ground. And then Bone Prism with the legendary, which will lock it in and put another blight under the Bone Prism. So that's your kind of your big ability there. And we can't have enough points right now, but we're up gonna go up here. Take a lot of the passives as we go, and we level up to 50 or to 100, whatever it goes to. I think, yeah, we'll take these right now. I wish I could put more in here. I should take some out, maybe. Put it in the suck, but I'm not really sure. And then this right here, this tree is what makes this whole spec kind of work. We're gonna end up filling all of this out probably. Maybe not this one, but probably. So just all it is increase your darkness skills, because the darkness skills increase your dots and increase the CC. Like this one just increases your damage pretty much on your dots. This one's the same thing, because your blight slows people as well as your corruption and your blood wave, which we'll get to. So your people will always be slowed. So these bonuses will be on all of your dots. And then this one here, this goes up a second per each. I guess I can't show you, but it goes up 1 second for each rank on it. So possible 3-second stun, which I think will be really good in later boss fights if stuff gets hard. So we are going to put points into that for sure. And then you scroll down here, and because of a legendary, you see this is shadow damage now. Because of a legendary, it turns this into shadow damage, so it gives us an extra ability, which makes this whole build kind of more viable. Which just does a ton of damage and gets people off of you and back into your blight stacks, and then it will also drop blood orbs later, which will help, but right now it's not a huge deal, which heal you for 50% of your health and slows them. And then what really sucks right now is we're out of points, so we can't get to the kind of the bread and butter of the whole spec, which is sacking this. Your warriors and mages gives you 20%, which 3 ranks of this, it goes up to 60% on your sacks, which is just crazy, as well as the standalone, which buffs you for not having no minions. And like I said, the whole point of this build is no minions, so it really sucks, but it at least shows you what you can do, and there is hope. And then as well as this kind of being the bread and butter to it, you get Shadow Blight later on in 8 levels, which pretty much just procs every time you do shadow damage. So practically every tick of shadow thing, every tick you do 10% more damage, then every 10th tick you do 100 damage, more or less. Alright, so let's get to the gear quick. Legendaries, we're probably going to replace about 3 of them, and this is one of them. The blight damage, it pulls them into it, which is kind of nice for grouping enemies, but like it also sucks because when you hit here, they get sucked, and then you hit here and the next one lands here and pulls them out of it, so you can't actually like double stack them on top of each other anymore with this, because it pulls them more and more out. So we're end up going to take this one off for sure, I think. So this is just a random legendary. I was playing with the skeletal mages on sack right now, because the sack form isn't that good, and they do shadow damage, so it's really strong having them out right now. The only reason I'm not is for the whole theory, or the whole theme of having no pets, but they like straight up double or quadruple your damage just having the shadow mages out. While we're on this, anyways, you'll always sack your warriors. Sacking the Reaper warriors gives you 10% extra shadow damage, and you remember that. Get back to your abilities here. This will give us 60% more, so 70% damage on that. Like, bro, imagine if a class got a 60% buff, you would automatically be like, oh, that class is OP now, right? And then see, all these sack bonuses aren't that crazy. 15% more to vulnerables, and one will end up be taken to stick with the theme probably. You know, 15 plus 60 is pretty good to vulnerable. But like I said, the Reapers, or the Shadow Mages, do so much damage. And then Golem, we have the only one we can take right now, just 10% increased attack speed. Add another 60% to that, and it's still pretty good. Your suck will just suck so much faster and refill your essence super fast, which is really strong. So we won't end up having mages, but like I said, if we do end up using the Shadow Mages, it will only be 3 of them, so hopefully we can get over the fact not having no pets, just 3 of them that double our damage practically. This one here. Oh, this just makes us your first blight stack. Does a lot of damage really. And this one, like I said, this one we could probably change out, but we might keep. But it just makes it possible for one of your crowd controls to bounce to the next enemy. Bone Prism here. This is kind of your bread and butter of this spec as well. It makes it so your Bone Prison also puts Blight that's 50% stronger. So kind of what you do with a big group is you group them up and then Bone Prism. This is 50% stronger, and then you shoot a couple Blights into it. And like I was talking about with this legendary here, the pulling, you can actually pull people out of this when they're in it, because it really kind of fucks you hard. Because like I said, it hits them in the front and puts the pool in front of them, pulls them out after like 2 blights. So that's one thing we're gonna have to probably take out for sure. This, we're gonna have a real one in here. This is all I have right now is the bubble, but we're gonna be replacing that one. So that's 2 or 3 different legendaries we'll have that I have a plan for. I'll show you here in a second. And then this one here, Bone Storm, is what makes your Blood Wave actually shadow damage and viable, and it leaves a huge, what is that, almost 1,000 damage wake, and it happens to be the coolest looking ability in the game. Here we go. I'll give it a test. Yeah, so it pushes them off you, does a ton of damage, and slows them. It's really strong. This, deal 5% damage, you have a barrier after. This works with this here, the damaging elite. So anytime you fight a boss or an elite, you get a huge shield, and then while that shield's up, you do 25% extra damage. It's really strong. And then basic skills, 25% damage reduction. This is really good because every 7 seconds practically you channel your suck for essence, you have 25% damage reduction. I think that's super strong. One thing I'll show you quick, we were talking about those other legendaries that we're going to be replacing. There's 3 of them that I want to replace, which fits perfectly because there's only 3 other ones I really want. And that's this one here. It says 9 damage. I feel like that's a bug, but when one of your Bone Prisons on the edge there break, it does damage. I think that could be really strong, especially if when you take it down yourself, if all of them collapse, if they all go off. And then this one here, so that the last talent we're gonna get, the one that does practically damage, or does 100 damage or whatever every 10 ticks of shadow damage. Look at this, you deal 50% for 6 seconds after those 10 stacks go off, which is gonna happen every couple of seconds when you have tons of shadow damage ticks going off. So is this, correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, but pretty sure this is just a 50% damage buff. I think this is going to be so massive on top of the 3 points we're going to put in the extra 20. It's like this build practically has like another 100% damage coming to it. It just seems pretty crazy. We have this on a weapon already. This, whatever it is. This here is the other one I was looking at, could be really strong. I'm not sure if it's worth putting as a legendary, but if we have an extra spot open, I think it could be good. Like I said, that one thing's already at 70% damage. Use another 15% shadow damage. I think this one could be worth it. Where is the other one here? I thought there was one other one I was looking at. No, but I know this is the one I was thinking about. I don't think we're gonna mess around with. I'll let you guys decide, but you add the Decrepify and Iron Maiden. I don't think it's worth it. I kind of try to build like this before, and you just run out of essence too fast, and they run away from it. It's really not worth it. But yeah, like I said, this one here is just going to be huge for us. Alright, so let's show you a little bit what this one's like on the boss fight. And like I said, I'm just going to go in pretty much in Bone Prism and try to look for this stupid legendary. Like I said, it's really nice for mob farming, but it does pull them out. You guys let me know what you think is best. See, it pulls them forward a little bit there and kind of pulls them out of the other spot. It's like nice, but not that nice. So yeah, there's the single target. No minions, no corpse explosion bullshit cheese. It's actually you, your CC, and your dots. And see if I can find one more example here. But like I was saying, using the shadow mages, they really do so much damage, man. It feels crappy not using them. And we won't be using that one legendary that gives us 5 right now, so I'll just use 3 ones just to kind of show you what it's like with their damage with us. See, just dots, mages, and look, they just instantly kill it. You see their ticks hit, and it's on my dots as well. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna try not using them with the sacrifice bonuses. But like I said, they do a lot of damage because they do shadow damage, and the only real bonus we're getting from sacking them is, well, if this goes up to, if this adds 60% on top of the 15%, then we will sack them, I think, because they become vulnerable inside of Bone Prison, which will be pretty crazy with 65% vulnerable damage on top of it. You see. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I think this has a promising spec. Let's try to get this build out there to some people. Let's get some Affliction Warlock going on there, some .cc, not all these stupid pets and stuff. I think it's pretty cheesy with the corpse explosion stuff going on. I think this build's really cool and actually takes maybe a bit of skill to use. Anyways, Shadow Wave, Blood Wave, out. By the way, follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/megadex. I'm going to stream this when it comes out, and if you care about WoW, any Affliction Warlock gameplay, yeah, thank you, appreciate it.